I need to go ahead and can some berries from the freezer. Let's get these blueberries out. These are blueberries from last year. Raspberries from last year. And this, my amazing friend gave to me this huge bag of mulberries. Isn't that amazing? This is going to give a big space in my freezer. I'm going to let it thaw and then make jam from it. This is going to go into the fridge for tonight. It's the next day and the berries thawed for us, so I want to go ahead and cook those berries down. But I'm thinking about, which I never done this before, I always used to make maybe strawberry jam or blueberry or raspberry, but I'm thinking about today mixing the blueberries and the raspberries, let that cook down. And I never made mulberry jam before, so I will let the mulberry jam cook down also, and then take maybe a few spoons and mix it to the raspberry blueberry, so it can be 3 mixed of berry jam. And I have some pectin to thicken the jam, and they are low sugar. It doesn't have sugar in it. And in the past, whenever I would make jam, I always used raw honey from our farm, so I'm not going to use sugar. So let's go ahead and mix that together and let it cook down. All right, let's go ahead. Let's start with the mulberries. Let that cook. Let's do the blueberries and mix it with raspberries. Do you all remember these raspberries when we picked them up from our raspberry bushes last summer? I'm just making sure it's mixing well. And keep in mind, I have a cup next to me, so I can just set my spoon, because do you all remember last summer? I had my fruits boiling and then I left, came back, everything was all over. This whole counter was stained and everything. Anyways, while that's cooking, let's get some honey, raw honey from our farm. I have been keeping this stash for this. And I am using fruit pectin. This one is full and this one is just a little bit from last year, and it doesn't have sugar. My berries, I'm just gonna mix it with honey, that's it. Let me show you what I'm using. My husband was able to find it from our local grocery store. That's what it looks like. And then my husband reminded me and said, are you gonna strain it since the berries have seeds? I said, no, what I would do is use my hand mixer and mix it all together. That way, so I don't have to strain it. And then let's see, I don't even know how many bottles from last year we have left. Let's go to the pantry and check while this is cooking down. And then I have to go get the mason glass jars. They are in the porch. So let's check first how many jam I have. Let's go ahead and see. I have let's see, These two apple gems are from our farm friend. She made these apples from her farm trees. So these are really special. She gave us more, so I've been using it little by little to make sure it lasts, you know. And then what we made last year, I see it's only one blueberry jam left. These were big hit also in our family. So this is all I have. So I'm kind of grateful for removing all those bags out of the freezer and using them and have space in the freezer, and also let the family enjoy, because jam, we don't only use it for bread, we use it parfaits, we use it so many ways. If the children make anything they really want, they just take a little bit of jam. So let's go ahead and get the glass mason jars, because we have to boil those too. Let's take a basket so we don't have to carry pieces. Isn't that pretty? The noise. You're gonna taste it, Fatun?
Yeah. It smells so yummy.
It does.
Thank you.
It's time to pour the honey. I will mix it and then we will see if I need more later. Okay, let's boil water. I left few minutes, and then the other pot, it started getting, it was sticking at the bottom, so right away I moved it. So all the raspberries and blueberries, this is what's really, it came down to so much small amount. Blend it together. Isn't that pretty? Let's just take a little bit of the mulberries and mix it with the raspberry and blueberry. We have 3 berries mixed together. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add the fruit pectin. Time to boil the mason jars. This is the moment, so let's taste it. Let's take 2 different spoons. This is the mixed berry one. It's a little tart but sweet. Let's try the mulberry. Bismillah. The mulberries are much sweeter and smooth too. I have always eaten the mulberry but never had a mulberry jam. So this is really delicious. And I'm glad I mixed it because there's not many seeds in there. Okay. I have about 9 minutes left that the mason jars are boiling. I will let it boil the 9 minutes completely. I put it already 15 minutes and then we will pour it into the mason jars and then I will boil them again a few minutes and let them sit there. And that's really it. Just keep in mind, you can have 5 pounds of berries and then they will come, at the end they will become this much. Just like when we make maple syrup. We would have tons and tons of gallons of sap and then you cook it down and then you have just a few mason jars. But it's going to be so good and so cheap and the family will appreciate it and I also appreciate it and I'm glad I did not have those berries go to waste, you know. Okay, these are washed, so let's just put them back. I always have to make sure that the honey is not sticky, you know, before I put it into the cupboard. I didn't even open the new ones, so that's good. All right. The mason jars are done. I have the lids boiling in there. These are the mulberries. I will have to get a clean washcloth so I can wipe Just got the lids out, cleaned spoon. I do my best to get a dry towel and then grab them. Otherwise it'll be very hot. And then all I have to do is just clean the edges, cover it and put it back to boil. Maybe 10-15 minutes. Because my water is really hot, I might just do it in 10 minutes. Just cover it. And I'll put it back into the hot water bath. This is the other mixture of the 3 berries now. While I was pouring these, I just realized, I was thinking, put all of them into the water bath, and I was like, but how am I gonna tell which ones are the 3 berries and which ones are the mulberries? So I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the mulberries first in the water bath. And then while I'm working on these, then they will be done, and then I'll just go ahead and put them into the bath. Perfect. So let's go ahead and wipe these. So the mulberries are done, and the 3 mixed, whoops, did you hear that pop? It's sealed. So I have about 4 minutes left, the 3 berry mixed, and this tiny bit also left. So I thought, you know what, somebody can use it for a yogurt tonight. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe and give the videos a thumbs up. And thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is gonna go into the fridge after it cools down. I do my best to remember the labeler, so we can label it. These are the mulberries, and these are the raspberry, blueberry, mulberry, all done. I'm just gonna let them cool down, very, very hot. And this will go in the fridge later. Time for me to sit down, put my feet up. Let's get a cup of ginger tea. Fresh ginger tea, so that's gonna be delicious, good digestion, right? And the water, I'm just gonna let it cool down and pour it into the plants, the garden, you know. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.